so powerful in those big fights as well. Even though you can't focus fire down, you still keep that going. Keep look at the Tormented Soul. I love it. They're just scouting wherever they can, whatever way they can. Wards are not safe anywhere. The battle's just going off. And look at this mid lane. You're just showing beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4 heroes pushing that middle lane. Was all that was seen from that creep wave. But 34 to 39. You know, if they can get the initiation, if they can get that gank happening, if they can get EG down 2 players while keeping up their 5, they can get on top, they can go off, and they can actually win this. Of course, EG, they're looking, they would need another Rax. They were spotted up before. Wait for it. Are they going to get themselves called out? Andromeda's going to be the first one to see it. Gladiator's going to get called out. But in fact, the illusions are all around there. So the ulti goes off. He's the first one who actually died over. Wall of Mummies coming off right on top of the Forsaken Archer. Big Gladiator ulti. Massive damage coming off. Andromeda's going to go down. Pestil's still alive. There's nothing much more he can do. Archer's trying to let off the ulti. They don't even claim Jetsi. He's got 1 HP and manages to actually escape. Pestilence gets caught with the Wall of Mummies. Still getting damage. Only one alive. Bring down Gladiator. Bananas. He munches. He runs. He's silenced. He's world winning up in the air. Can't do anything. In comes the pitfall. He goes down. Genocide goes off again. This might be the battle that ends this first match. All of them down. The racks are open. Is there going to be a buyback? 83 seconds is a massive eternity in this game before Pestilence comes back. They have 20 seconds to bring down the top racks. Easy double racks.
Pretty sure that might have been the nail in the coffin right there. This EG, after that fight, you know, there's just so much AoE damage. That's what it comes down to. They're all about the AoE damage, while, of course, the Hellborn team is all about the single target physical damage. But that Mummy Wall especially, I cannot stress enough how many issues that's causing. But the Gladiator ultimate, I really think, did it in. Again, you have to remember, on top of the stun that it applies a 50% debuff, buff to the Legion team.
On top of 50% magic.
Yeah, exactly. So it's such a powerful tool in those team fights, and no doubt it's a very well-placed ultimate on top that hit 3 or 4 players on top of that Mummy Wall. And once again, Defile just lived. That's all it really comes down to. You know, as long as Defile can live, that's really what matters. And by the way, Defile also has a sheep stick. She had that throughout that fight. So just another tool for her to take advantage of. So the top completely gets cleared out. We do see some players, you know, talking back and forth as expected.
So that's what we're talking about. These DYA guys, if they've hung out before, they're all good mates. They know each other, especially the 2 American sides. And it's like, even at this point, when you're like getting pushed back, they're still only, would you believe, ICE is still 1 kill ahead at this point, just trying to scrambly defend their own base, and they're still having time to have a good friendly chat.
Yeah, it is. They definitely are, but at the same time, you know, maybe just buying time to, I'm sure they're talking over right now what they could have done differently, what they maybe should look to do in game 2, because that's pretty much what this, dead time.
Look at the push, bottom lane, Defiler ulti. Just the tower going down. They want to go for it. They might go for it. They've caught Defiler out. A big ulti. Defiler beaming herself up into the air. No, it's not actually coming through. Forsaken Archer going right over the top at the moment. They've already claimed Andromeda. Gladiator's caught in the mix. Pestilence now. Double stun goes through. Oh! Where the heck did that come from? Massive damage. Pharaoh is still living through this at the moment. Archer's doing whatever she can from the backside. Does manage to actually claim 1 hero out of all of this. But Gauntlet and Archer, the only 2 left up at the moment. Gauntlet's back at Bates. Archer's trying to defend on the front lines. But even while that's happening, the Super Seismic creeps coming on through, attacking the tier 4 towers to expose the Sacrificial Shrine. And once that goes down, it's over. The first match will be over.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah, that's obviously, we don't see that all too often, but obviously you have to destroy the sacrificial shrine to win the game. But now with that bottom tower taken out, the melee Rex and the range Rex, of course, exposed. Defiler did buy back right away, by the way, so of course she's right back into it. But again, we saw that right there. You know, Defiler, she took a lot of early damage, but she was able to get away. The team support for her is just phenomenal. And of course, EG, they know that if they can keep her alive, they will win those team fights, as we've seen so many times throughout this game. So definitely deserving all the credit. They are still down by 1 hero kill despite after that, so that is kind of funny. But again, that's only 1 stat. That definitely does not determine the game, obviously. And EG is what looks like to be on their way. I mean, obviously it's not 100% over, because technically it's not, but I just do not see the Hellborn team being able to recover after this, because there's not too often you see a team being 2 sets of racks down like this and not even base penetration there for themselves, and still be able to make a comeback. So we'll see, but it looks like EG could be going up 1-0 here heading into game 2.
Yeah, they definitely could. Because you got to remember, this is a best of 3 at the moment. The longer this game goes off, EG might be thrown out a little bit. Ice might think they have a little bit more stamina to actually go here, or it's giving them time to think about, okay, what happens next game? What happens in game 2? This is what went wrong for us in game 1. Or they could just be coming back for a big, big, epic comeback. It's hard. It's so hard. I have only ever seen it once in this game mode when you were facing mega creeps, where you actually have a comeback come through, where they at least had 1 Rax when that one actually happened. Ice have nothing. Ice have absolutely nothing. They've got to defend all 3 lanes. It takes 1 hero commit from either side. No backdooring allowed. And you've got to be ready for all 5 heroes to push through. And EG, they're all ready to push through. They're waiting for the right time. But there's massive defense. There goes the Pitfall. Trying to have a look around. Defiler actually getting swapped up there by Andromeda and spinning itself straight up there. So the ulti goes off. This is the last big fight. Frostfield play actually going off in the middle of this. There is massive spam damage all going over the place. Even in the middle of the wall of armies, the wall of mummies. And because this Pestilence the only person to portkey out and actually escape from that fight. But they go down. The GG comes out. The call for concede goes out as well. What a play. What a play by EG.
That was unbelievable. I mean, it really was. EG to come back like that, they no doubt were at a disadvantage later on in that game. And Ice to be able to come out on top like that, I don't know what to say. I really don't. That was just such an epic match for the circumstances, especially. Again, $14,000 on the line. We're here at this live event, live from Singapore, here on the main stage. Plenty of people watching, let alone, not only plenty of people, spectators, but also other teams, other players that they respect themselves. And it goes both ways, of course. So just an awesome match. And but EG ended up coming on top. Defiler. That's all I can say. Defiler. That's what it came down to. The Gladiator Ultimate, I'm sure it did a lot. Obviously, the Mummy Wall we stressed as well was a big, big factor. But that Defiler Ultimate, as long as they kept Shu alive on Defiler, they were going to win those team fights. They ended up winning. You can definitely question whether or not the Hellborn team, if maybe they should have pushed a little bit more, because we were bringing that up earlier. As we saw at the end of the game, despite them having the advantage route, it seemed like they didn't even get into the base at that point.
I just didn't want to make a mistake. It's a grand final. To actually say, I can push in. We've talked about it so much during this event. It's the hardest thing to do in Heroes of New Earth. Go up that ramp, take out the tier 3, and take out the Rax. It's fighting from the low ground up to the high ground. You really got to be powerful enough to push yourself in, and you're going up against a team like EG.
Yeah.
It's a horrible, horrible feeling to be facing when you're trying to do this kind of thing. They've got to do it now. The players, they will have a break. I think we have about 10 minutes where they actually get to basically have a couple of drinks, go to the toilet.
They have to take a break after that. There's no way you can jump into game 2 after a game like that.
Yeah, and if we go to a game 3... we're going to need a break.
Like I said, we're going to be here. It's going to be a long night. As again, from the very beginning, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. And I'm sure the community can't, especially after that match. If there's any doubt, there can't be any doubt now. They showed right there that they can easily compete with EG and definitely make this a very, very entertaining series. So game 2 will be coming up soon. As I said, 5 to 10 minutes from now. They're going to take a break, but we will be back with that. So stay tuned here on Honcast. As far as DreamHack, I hope you're having fun at DreamHack. Thanks for tuning in as well.
Stay awake.
And here in Singapore, the people at the live event, appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. EG currently up 1-0 over Ice. Game 2 coming up next year in this best of the 3. $14,000 in total online. $10,000 for first place. $4,000 for second place. Who's going to take it? I'm Breaking CPK. Joining me is Toby Wan Kenobi. We'll be back with game 2. Stay tuned.